Good evening, all of you. So let me we can wait for a few seconds, maybe 30 seconds or so. So whoever is just, let me share the link. Who wants to just connect? So in direct YouTube, you can connect. So that I have done it just, and let me just give you guys brief what we have gone through in last couple of sessions. Okay, and on the base of that last couple of sessions, today I'm just going to, you can say, some sort of revision in last two sessions, but little bit deep dive into those. So you are going to get maybe introduced with a few new keyword, few new components, and those few component is going to give us more clarity on the architecture and the flow of the entire process, what is being used in the Oracle internally. Okay, so the focused area was in last 2 days just server, that database server, the architecture, the main three component of what we have discussed, the memory part, the process part, the data, the storage part, those things, and inside it, memory, few handful of component, processes, few handful of component, then data file, different type of files, but how that is being used in the real project and how from outside, the server is there in some data center or some the cloud, but how end user are connecting, how we are using, what our application we are using. Application in the sense, you can take any example, maybe net banking. So net banking, what we are using for the transaction, but while doing transaction, how this database is coming into the picture, in which stage, in which part it is coming. So that is the, to give you guys overall. So yes, you can say 75–80% what we have gone through in last 2 days, but that 20% is going to be the new. Okay, and as a whole, it is going to give you guys holistic picture of entire cycle, or we used to read in our lower grade, lower class, saying that, okay, the life cycle of this or life cycle of that. Okay, here right now we are going to discuss the life cycle of any application related to Oracle database. So that is the whole aim for today's session. Maybe it is going to be around 45–50 minutes only. So before I'll go, let me share my screen, because I have to just draw block diagram again as usual. So give me few seconds for this. Okay, so first let me share my screen. I'm just sharing my screen, and hope all of you are able to see it. And this is the server what we are going to use. Let me just check. Yes, and right now I'm going to fire one more command command is exact same. We are passing different parameter, and that is we are going to learn another service, and that service is known as listener service. Yes, listener, just like the listen. Same way, one of the main component, one of the main part in Oracle database side, Oracle database server side is listener, and that will help n number of application, n number of application site to talk with Oracle database, to connect with Oracle database from outside, from the application point of view. Just like, as I mentioned sometime back, we are doing some online transaction. So while doing that transaction, that listener is one of the very main component. Through that, application will talk to database. So that service known as a listener service, and that is going to reside only and only in the database side or database server. Right now, we are sitting on database server. We all know that how to check database process, that is database is running or not, we are aware with. New thing we are going to check, listener services up and running or not. So this is the new word, new component you all are listening in last 2 days plus now. Okay, this is the very first time I'm using it. Okay, so how to check database, we all know. We can see here, it's running. How to check whether that listener service, what I was referring to, that is up and running or not. Same command will be there. Okay, the option is going to be changed. Instead of pmon, we are having two options to check. Whichever you are comfortable, you will be able to use it. Instead of pmon, hope you all are getting the screen and my voice too. In case you guys have any issues, you can just call me, if you of you who is attending. Now, I gave this TNS and we are not getting anything here as such. What is the another way to check? Same thing will be there. Instead of TNS, we have to give inherit. So both, ultimately we are not getting any output what we are expecting. Again, what we are trying to do, we are trying to search for or look for a service that is very much important for making connection from outside. Because right now we are connecting into database we are connected into the server itself. That is not going to be the case for end user. You are the owner of database. You have all the privileges, but right now you cannot think of the importance of it, what you guys are having in front of you. Handful of you are already locked in and you have used command to just check the database and all. This is not the normal thing. This is for exclusive, this particular, whatever you guys have right now in front of you or whatever credential you have, it is for the cream part of the admin DBAs. Okay, so don't think that okay you are able to connect in this way, end user will able to connect. Just to, if you remember, day one you guys came to attend the session. Whoever just watching recording, you can just go to session 1 for this career in this College2Corporate 1. So see that situation. If I'll tell you day one these things, is it going to be there in your mind? No, never, right? So you are becoming slowly, knowingly, unknowingly, you are becoming just familiar and we are going towards the expert label. So it's a journey. You're not expert, but yes, making of expert, you can say. So that, whatever we have learned so far, it's not feasible, possible to end user while doing banking transaction, do all these things. Everybody will run away. They will say, okay, better just go to bank and just do it. No need to do online. So online, that means they are not knowing what is getting behind the scene, what is going behind the scene. And what we are doing right now, what is behind the scene, what we used to do, what we are doing. So long story short here, you need to have the service. And what service name I mentioned to start with the session? Listener service. You will be seeing just picture like just our here. Purpose connector, connect from the end user. That's it. Now it's not there right now. Okay. So just like if database service, the process is not coming, we have some process to start. Here also there is a process to start. Just like startup. Same way here, we are having some command. So just I'm letting you guys know the command, but this is immaterial for now. Ultimately, you should know the purpose. Okay. Ultimately, you all will be doing it, and whoever is having credentials, please don't use this command. What I'm going to use right now, just make a note. This is one of the very important part. Now, just like to start the service, database service or database, you need to set the environment. Same way, if you want to start the listener service, you need to set the environment. Question, suppose sir, 2 databases are there. Which environment should I set? Which database service, which database listener service you want to start? Set that database. Simple, no confusion in it. So I'm going to do it. So we all know which database we all are using. It's a SHA. Okay. So this thing is there. And after that, this is a totally new command for you guys. LSNR CTL. What is the full form of it? Listener control. LSNR, listener, CTL control, it's short form. So can we write listener control? No, this is the keyword. Again, it's not my choice, your choice. And these are the technical stuff we are learning slowly, unknowingly. You guys are just putting in your, that means that small seed is getting inside your brain, and slowly you will start feeling it. What is the use purpose of these things? This is the hardcore technical learning you guys are having slowly. So LSNR CTL, this is the very first time I'm uttering this word or keyword or command. Now, what next? You need to do what? Start it, right? So LSNR CTL, start. Hit enter. There are many options are there. I'm not going into detail to avoid confusion. Right now, what it will do, it will start. If everything is set internally, configured properly, then only it will start. If some problem is there, we need to learn how to troubleshoot it. And it's very easy, I'm telling you. Okay, so let's hit this enter button. And the moment I hit enter button, see the service, something called SHA data, and something is coming here. And now I'm giving the same command to check the listener up and running or not. And you'll come to know the difference between earlier command what I gave and right now what I'm giving. So you'll able to just feel that difference. Some extra process you'll see it's started running after this giving this command. Okay. Now, what is the command? Grep NS. Now see, this line was not there earlier. See, this line was not there. It came. Let me give the same command with different option, because I said 2 options. Either way, either one you can use. Okay. Why I'm using both? Because in case if we are going for any interview, somebody will ask, okay, what are the 2 options? So these 2 options are there. So same thing here. Instead of TNS, we have to give inherit. Here also, you guys are seeing. Now, sir, we have learned just like database how to start. We have learned how to stop. Here, how to stop. Start we have learned. Very simple. Same command what we have gone through. Instead of start, we have stop. And again, we will check. See, it's a stop. And now if I'll check inherit or TNS, whichever, now see the difference. So this is the way to start. Why to start? To make connection from outside. If it is stopped, you're not able to connect. That is simple. Next. This is the but how it is, how connection is coming, because throughout the world, lakhs of system, lakhs of user, maybe millions of user might be just trying to connect. So how it is happening behind the scene, internally, because that thing what we are going to discuss, we cannot just open the stuff and we will able to see it. No, it's not possible. But definitely some architecture, some process are there in place, right? On that way it is working. That internally, just like we have discussed a couple of days the block diagram, right? So it's not like the way you will open, you will be getting this block memory for there is buffer cache, read buffer cache, or control file, or it's not like that, right? But to have the visual picture, means to visualize how the thing got placed, we have discussed this thing. Okay, so I'm just going to show that diagram from the scratch, but definitely I'm not going to put all the names. The moment I'll just draw that diagram, you'll be able to feel that, okay, this is for memory, this is for backend process, this is for data file. And whatever extra that is, it was not discussed in past, that component I'm going to put. Okay, so it's an extension. If you are having zero knowledge, and if you are watching this now, or maybe you are watching this recording, definitely this is going to be on top of your head. So you have to come from session 1, session 2, this is session 3. Okay, now so very first, same thing I'm trying here, and it's very interesting. Okay, maybe for first time you might be getting a little overwhelmed, but ultimately this is the thing. Okay, so don't worry. If you're not getting still, just you can watch this a couple of times. Now, the moment I'm drawing it, you are aware what I'm going to do. Okay, so this thing is there, this component is there, again, these few things are there. This block diagram itself is making what I'm drawing here. Okay, and this is having a couple of things. So this is crystal clear to all of you. What is this? So this part is basically, it's a SGA part, System Global Area, or SGA part. Now what next? Next I'm going to draw the process part. So here we all know, we have the idea what exactly I'm drawing it. Okay, so SMON, PMON, database writer, log writer, CKPT. Okay, so these are the processes and this thing. Okay, so you can say SMON, PMON, or database writer, checkpoint means CKPT process, log writer, archiver, these processes. Okay, what next? That means this clubbing together, this part and this part, if we will put together what we have discussed, it's an instance. Okay, so that we are done. Now we are coming to third part. These are data files part. Okay, so I'm putting here, this is what the data file, this is what it's a control file, this is what it's a redo log file. Now, in coming days, again, data file is having different category. It will go slowly. These are okay. Apart from that, outside we have created couple of files like password file. We have created something called parameter file. So I'm just putting This is one file, password file. This is another file, parameter file. Here in the outside, we have created one more file called archiver. Okay, and we know what I said archiver. When relog file got filled up, it will transfer the data into. Why? What we have discussed, that it needed for recovery purpose. That's it. We are not doing this thing beyond that for now, at least. Okay. So as a whole, what in front of you guys are able to say, it's of architecture. Okay. All the name I'm not going to define now. Now the new thing what we are trying to. From outside, there are n number of, maybe you are using your cell phone for doing your transaction. Maybe you are using your laptop for doing your desktop for doing your transaction. Maybe you are using your laptop for this specific purpose. Okay, so n number of reasons, n type of device. Maybe we are having ATM machine, right? So we are just at least checking the balance or transferring fund, also depositing money, and all those kind of things also. Okay, so n number of devices are there, and here it's a big, in this area, it's a so-called, it's a layer. Okay, now through different that you all have the idea nowadays, at least we all are using smartphone, and so through net connectivity we are going to use different server, different application, maybe like Facebook, Insta, and whatnot. On that app only, if I'll take the mobile, we are having different banking. I'm taking example of bank. So we are having different banking app, like maybe HDFC Bank. So you can just use it for doing fund transfer or some activity, banking. Now, if you are using the apps, what I'm assuming HDFC Bank. So the moment we're opening app, it is asking for doing some checking, right? What this kind of checking will be getting done where? There could be a number of different layers, but ultimately your password is getting stored definitely into directly into database. There are different layers are there. I'm not going to discuss on detail, but I'm coming with direct how this thing is going to interact with the database. Now, in this, the layer what I have put, this layer is basically, we can assume it's a application. Application means the screen is coming, right? Apps. It's not coming by default automatic. Somebody will design it, right? So-called what we are saying interface. So from where it is coming to your mobile? Some server, something somewhere is there, right? Somebody is calling, that thing is getting loaded in your laptop or desktop or cell phone, and after that, going through the proper checking, you start doing transaction. But how it is happening? The first time, the moment we are clicking on the app, giving our user ID, so clicking on the app, how the thing will come, interface will come. How it is going to be making connection with somebody or somebody here, I'm referring to bank server. How it is happening? So here, I'm assuming this is, because as a whole application works with n number of server. Clubbing together, it's working. It's not that only one server is there, no. For small application might be one server, but banking may be 2, 3, 10, 15. We don't know, depending on the capacity used on that. So it is coming here. And in this, I'm assuming it's an application. So in this particular, from here, ultimately, you will be getting the screen and user ID, password, those kind of things. After that, ultimately, when you are doing validation, it will do a number of things in application, but ultimately it will go and connect with It will connect with the database. Now, which service? Because it will go to database, but directly it will know not going to the database server. So then where it is going? In database, two parts is there. One is the OS part. On top of that OS, you are having what? The database. So directly due to the architecture, the security, nobody will be able to connect to database. There are n number of security in the OS level, on the database level is there. So as per the rule defined internationally, in case here we are discussing the Oracle. So if somebody wants to, in this fashion, if somebody wants to connect to database, he or she should come through something called listener service. So this, let me write down, okay? So listener service or listener process. As I mentioned, how to check it's running. If it is running, listener know, that means the listener service know the database name and internally everything. That is, it has configured like that. But sir, we don't know how to configure. That will come. First, we need to understand this. That what this listener is all about, what we are talking about this. What is this? So this is simple service. Service means what? We'll do some activity. That's it. What activity? It's already predefined. By whom? By Oracle or the owner of the software. Here means we are afraid what? So Oracle. So ultimately, what you are getting here is between database and this application server or application area, there is a mediator. I used to give one example. Suppose you are going to a hotel to meet one of the office boss, big boss. So what we are doing as per protocol, just try to understand, try to feel the situation, what we are doing. And that thing we will relate with here, and the thing will be crystal clear. That for me, it took, I don't know, 6-7 years kind of thing. Not 6-7, but yes, it took long time. And if you'll understand this situation, in a half an hour, the thing will be crystal clear to all of you. So, if you are going to hotel and definitely your super boss is not going to share his or her number to you. Okay, his big. So ultimately, as per protocol, what you will do? Boss told you, okay, in this hotel, go and meet with so and so person. You don't know other details, only hotel. The moment you are going to the hotel, what you are going to do? Maybe suppose ITC or Hyatt, maybe. What you will do? Very first time, you don't know in which room number or which floor. You don't know anything, at least for first time. You go to reception. And in reception, what they will ask? Because there are many guests are there. They will ask name of the person. And they will be just taking the name and checking their directory or internal whatever process they have, software or register or whatever. And they will check, okay, this person is already there or not. If it is there, if it is not there, then and there, from there only, they will tell you, okay, no, maybe you are coming to wrong hotel. It might happen, by mistake. So you go directly from that reception to outside. You are not able to reach to your guest or your boss. What I'm trying to tell, if you don't have the proper information, you will be thrown out from that area called reception itself. If guest is there, in reception, they will call, because they have the detail, which room number and all extension. They will be calling your boss and asking, so and so person wants to meet you. Are you waiting or its appointment is there with you? Again, if he said, no, I don't know anybody, so and so, again, you are not allowed to go to his room. See, what I'm trying to tell you, different level of checking are there. If the guest is saying no, yes, I'm expecting so and so guest, and you can send him to me, my lobby, or whichever, my room itself. So after getting that particular information, after getting that, oh yes, I know him or her, then only reception person will give you the room number, and he will tell you, he or she will tell you the direction. Then you are going, and then you start doing conversation. And now, once it's done, it might happen next time if you will come, maybe next visit after 2 hours, or maybe in evening, it may be next. So now you got connected, you came to know about your boss, so in which room, and now second time onwards you will be able to go. Okay, but first time these kind of checking is getting done. That means what I'm trying to tell you all, that first time you will not be able to meet your boss or visitor directly. You have to go through that reception. Same way, first time when you are trying to connect to database, okay, from application server, it has to be go through listener. Listener you can treat as a reception or lobby, hotel's lobby. And here, from where you are coming, all the details should be to whom you want to meet. Whom is here the database. It might happen one server may have 2, 3, 4 database. Which database? So all the detail, though bank, you know, that means my ID is this and this. So all the detail you have to just put here. So in this listener, in broader sense, 3 information is needed. If this 3 information is there with you, then only you will be able to connect. That's it. What 3? Which server? That is IP address for database, that one. Number 2, the username, just like HR. So that HR or any, that XYG can be there, and their password. Okay, so user ID, password, then the IP address, and one more thing is there known as port, PORT. For database connectivity, there is a different port is there. But sir, how I will come to know? In listener it is there. When we will discuss the listener part in detail, you will come to know. But just what I'm trying to tell, that you have to go with 3. Just like when you are going to hotel, you are having the boss name, which company he is working or he came for and purpose, these kind of things. Then only, so same here, 3 information. IP address or host name, number 1. Then number 2 is which port, and third is user ID, password. If you have already, so then only it will go and check inside, and it will match all these things. Okay, you are putting IP address. Okay, this is IP address. Yes, this is IP address. Now next, is it this port? Yes, this is port. Databases there, and user ID, password. Yes, is user ID, password. So all 3 things got checked. If any one is wrong, the connection got error. Different kind of. It might happen that database service is down due to whatever reason. Simply you're not able to connect. You're not able to do any transaction. Though you are getting the first page, you are putting user ID, password. The moment you are clicking, the moment it is going to do this particular listener service and checking part for connecting database, because ultimately your all information being kept in the database. It is not fetching out, means it is not getting, it will give error then and there. So all information is correct, then you will be getting, all the checking is getting done. If green signal, then you are getting your all the accounts, how much money, what transaction, all things is coming in your, and those information is getting fetched from your table or database. and it is getting displayed. So, and after that again, suppose you want to transfer fund because you got connected. So once you got connected, listener, that means once you met with your boss, now what is the role of that receptionist or that person? That no use, right? Connection is gone. So only first time when the thing is going to be there inside database, then only the listener service is needed. Once connected, done. Now you can do transfer money, receive money, everything that you will be able to do it. Listener service. But sir, what if we got connected, transaction is happening, and the meanwhile that listener service got down due to whatever reason? It might happen. So if only listener service will be down, the user or the particular transaction, suppose you are doing it, there is no effect on your work. But new person, if they want to just go and connect to that database, or new person want to just do some transaction, they will not be able to do it. So new connection, that service should be up and running. Once connected, no issues. But sir, if I disconnected, after 1 hour, again I'm going to do some other transaction. Am I in position to connect if the listener is down? No. Once disconnected, next time again you have to go through the same process. So this is actually just to make a connection from outside. In last session, we have discussed everything here. What we are doing right now, I have shown you to connect. I'm sitting in the server itself, not from outside. Outside means I'm referring here application. It may be, I'm giving example of banking, it may be insurance, it may be anything. So this is just a rough idea. These are the behind the scene stuff. Now, few of you might be thinking, sir, but the IP address, then the port you said, then database, how we will get into listener and all those information, but because we have to put those information, right? Where to put, we don't know right now. It's very easy. If you are understanding this concept, those are the things. Instruction is there, go open this file, write this, save it, that's it, done. But understanding this is a little confusing. It's confusing to start with. And if you guys are getting this picture, you're on the right track, and you don't know what you are knowing now, the value of it. This way, again, I'm keeping you guys, you are just new to this industry or about to just started learning it. If you have experience, you will be able to just get it. Okay. Now, after that, what happens? In case suppose we are done log out or something, so log out automatically this connection is getting displayed that we have discussed. Now, after doing this, what are the things happening and how? So just I'm now adding the whatever so far we have discussed, it's new. That means I told you guys that 80-20, right? So this 20% is new one. Now I'm just going to relate that 80% in next 5-10 minutes. A thing will be complete what I said, na? Life cycle. That life cycle will be complete. And this discussion will help you guys too when we will do consecutive sessions. So you will be able to, the picture will be clear, okay, if I'm saying this thing, connection, client connection means it is happening like this. Okay, now, ultimately, what is happening? So here, whatever user ID, password, and those kind of thing we are giving. So let me draw. Give me 1 minute. This one, yeah. So here, what exactly the command we are giving? Suppose, again, this thing is behind the scene. It's not that we are typing. Internally, what command is getting fired. And that is the role of developer who is doing it. Okay. So this thing is being done by the developer. Okay. So let me Just a second. Sure, why not changing? Select which column. Definitely user ID and password. Okay, user and password from which table? Whatever the master table is there, or employee table is there, or client table is there, whichever is there. That we have discussed the basic SQL statement. From this, where user ID or customer ID, whatever, equal to maybe 100000. So this is your customer ID. So ultimately, the moment you are giving your user ID and this thing, it will go, and those two information you are giving, customer ID and password equal to something you give. See, the moment we are putting into two field, customer ID and the password, we are giving hit enter, what it will do, this particular statement, that means this will be placed, user ID will be placed here, password will be placed here. And this particular SQL statement behind the scene, it will go, connection is already established. That means connection, while making connection, what exactly I said. So it will go with this, connect with this user ID and password and inside database, because this is the actual statement, it will go and check. Inside database, as I mentioned here yesterday in this last session, it will go through certain processes. What are the processes, if you guys remember? The first process was parsing. Under parsing, we have gone through what? Syntax check. A was one is syntax check, and B is semantic check. Again, this thing we are repeating, okay? Once checking is done, then next it will create the execution plan. What is the execution plan? We have discussed, okay? That I gave example of from your home, you want to catch a train or maybe flight. So there are different route, different vehicle, different maybe investment. So you have to just make a decision on the basis of a number of cost effectiveness. Same way, execution plan will be there. And then third, that execution plan means we have made a decision, okay, I have to go to in this route and all those. So then after the execution, it will be fetching data. First, while fetching data, it will first check what? A number first checking is there in the database buffer cache, right? DB buffer check. What it will check, whether data is there or not. If it is there, from there it will display you. If it is not there, B part, fetch or collect data from data file to database buffer cache. Database buffer cache. I wrote in sort. So it will put in the database buffer cache. Which one is database buffer cache? We all know, right? This area. And from here, ultimately data will come, and ultimately what we will able to see, whatever details, connection or maybe successful connection only, and you will able to get all those. So this is the way internally things has happened. Now, while doing this, if any of the comment, just try to visualize the situation. How many number of layers? I have put only 3. That means the application server is there and database server. But before that, there are any number of more component, more stuffs are there, like ISP, internet service provider, different tower, n number of layers are there. And if any one of it breaks, maybe you don't have you can the internet connection, what will happen? If application server got down due to whatever reason, what will happen? If database listener services got down, what will happen? It might be the database server itself, the OS got down, what will happen? So each and every component should be up and running to make this transaction happening properly. If any one of it down, it's gone. Now, as a database administrator, for every different department, they're different altogether, different team is there. They used to take care of maybe network issue. You cannot do anything as a DBA, right? Network team will take care of it. Maybe your operating system have some issues, CPU utilization or something got hung. You as a database administrator will not be able to do anything. Then who will do? There's a different team called system engineer. They will take care of it. Maybe application server, everything okay. That is the server, but their own that so-called application server, maybe WebLogic or some just like Oracle have their database, just like middle tier, maybe WebLogic. That got down due to whatever reason, just like database or listener service got down. If due to whatever reason that so-called WebLogic got down, you're not able to make connection. So many different components means so many different teams. And that is the reason if some issues comes, everybody used to jump into a meeting or call, so-called. And that is the reason we used to think, oh my God, what is happening? These are the things to start with, we never realized. I personally never realized to start with my career. And that is the reason to start with, we are not getting that much confidence. We used to think, oh my God, what is happening basically? So many things. And ultimately our body language is getting, self-confidence is getting down and down. So we are taking care of what? We are taking care of only this piece, only this particular part, okay, this one. Okay, and here for other part, whatever I have mentioned, indirectly, these all are interdependent. Our main role will be to take care of, if something will happen in this area, so far, whatever we have learned, two things we can do. If database is down, we know how to make it up. We know how to check. So if suppose you joined a company as a database administrator, DBA. If some issues will be there, at least you will jump into you log into the server, check two things. Database is up and running or not. How? PS-CF, grep, daemon. Listener is running or not. PS-CF, grep, TNS or inherit. If both are running, you are good. In case not running, you need to know how to fix it. We don't know how to fix it right now, but it will come to it. It's very easy. It's not. But understanding this situation, can you think this we will get by just reading book and all those things to start with? Until this will not work, this kind of scenario, hard to get, hard to just feel. Might happen you are not getting 100% clear picture, but at least 20-30% you are getting. That is enough for now, at least. More will do, more will able to get it. And this is just beginning. So hope this picture is. Now, same thing, what extra we added? This story, this real-time, feel real-time thing. Okay, so that's it for now in the theory or story part. That is very powerful and very important to understand. Okay, now 2-3 minutes, I'll just show you. I said 3 things are available into that listener service, right? So definitely somewhere it is written. It's not that whatever I said, that means just I thought of sharing, I said, no, it's there. So here again, the new part what we are going to see here right now is we need to know where this information is available. IP address, the database name, and port number. Port is new for us. So it is written somewhere, some in the file. Just like what all other databases there available in your server, there is a slash means var of Oracle that this file. Just let me show it to you to avoid confusion. Okay. So cat etc. This file is saying, so which file? It is your tab, right? Same way, listener related information will be there in some file. And that is the thing. First time you might be thinking, sir, so many things. What so many things? Only one thing, and this is the second thing I'm sharing with you. And same, if you'll keep repeating, do you think it's going to be tough to remember? If you not remember, just make a note, that's it. It is going to be same in the worldwide, whichever server you will go for, same version. So it's not. So what is the location? Location is you have to go to this CD, and under that network admin. That's it. Again, I even don't remember this. What I did, I know what is the software location. As I mentioned, this is the software location, and under that only I need to remember network and admin, and under that one file will be there. Which file? I'll tell you the name. Name is also known to you, but let me show you. CD, we all know what is CD and all. We all know what is ls minus lpr, and this is the file. Okay? We all know how to read this file. See, I mentioned IP address, port, and database name. That's it. But sir, what is this? These are the things. How to remember all these things? No need to remember. Just copy paste only 3 information we already knowing. IP address we already have it. This is the port number. New thing we are learning 1521. Sir, it can be different. Yes, it can be different. But by default, 1521 will be there globally everywhere by default. Depending on the company, if you want to change, you can change it. Again, you are not going to make decision what port should be. You are going to get from your senior, or you are going to get from your different team, network team. And you know the database name. That's it. Okay. So again, we never created this. It came when we will create database. This thing will come. Can we change it? Yes. How to change it? Open the file. Instead of that name of the database, you can change what name you want to give. But to start with, these things, the moment we are installing, it will be there. And normally, it used to be there like this only. So ultimately, what is the takeaway for today's session only? Only 2 things we have learned. How to just make a connection from your mobile or laptop desktop to database. And while doing this, what is the importance of listener service? That's it. And with where is the listener file? Because the information is definitely going to be there somewhere, right? It's not that automatically thing will come. It's not. So it will come from where? How? We are putting it. We are writing. Why here only? This is the architecture. This is the rule. This is the syntax that Oracle given us. You have to put there only. What will happen if you not put here? It will not work simply. It's not by our own rule. We have to follow the rule given by Oracle. That's it. So hope this session help you guys to how to think internally, how it works internally. So I'm done for today's session. At least for now, I'm just stopping this. And if any doubt, definitely little doubt will be there. That's okay. And if you'll think yourself in the day one situation, day one is 2 days back, the third session we are doing. See how much things slowly we have already learned. Okay, so that's it from my side. Okay, so you can join in my the Zoom link what I have shared with you, and we can just have whatever discussion or whatever doubt you guys have, so we can have that. Okay, so thank you and see you tomorrow same time.